Yes, unfortunately, Chinese princess, we had some problems with her. Well, she made a big mistake. Hey, what's up everybody, it's Pablo1713. Hi and welcome to Anno 1800 Advanced Guide Gameplay, episode number 33. So I was sick and I had some problems, so I was unable to record those videos, but luckily I am back again, and I would like to first of all thanks everybody that left the comments, write the emails and contact with me, because this really helps me. And also thank a lot for new subscribers as we reach 1000, which is just amazing for me. So I would like to thank you for keeping in touch with me, even the fact that I was unable to do my stuff. But luckily I am back and I'll try to repay you with the good quality videos and some good quality information. So let's go back to the Anno, and I hope that you're still playing Anno, and if not, then probably it's gonna be sometimes and you're gonna go back, because we always back to Anno 1800. So there is a new DLC, I know that probably everybody already played that, but Seat of Power, and I got some tips for you in this, and I will show you how I do everything. So first of all, the good news, there's a new influence system finally, as I was always struggling with the influence points. I was always negative, so luckily this time I am able to change it, and as you can see I will have plus 655 new influence points. And there's a very important notification. As you can see, when I choose easy, the difficulty will change for me from the advanced to normal. So I updated my save file, so setup file, so you can download it. It's going to be pop up on the right side of the screen. You can go to the video with the easy advanced settings. So I changed things in the features because they add the influence tab. So here you can actually change city incidence, quest frequency, and also trading post restocks however you like, to make sure that you're gonna be in the advanced section. So as you can see, you can manipulate those stats and adjust this to your gameplay however you want. If you want to have more quest frequency, then you can take high or normal, it's up to you. You can manipulate between those three options and you're still gonna be in the advanced, and you're gonna, as you can see, have influence on a high level. So thanks to that, you're gonna still be in advanced settings, easy advanced settings, as I said before. So if we're gonna go to the characters, I would like to remind you that the recommended are the two, so princess, so the Bente and Chinese princess, and the third one you can choose whoever you want. You can take George. If you have the DLC, you can take Hugo or even Arthur. It's up to you who you're gonna take, but for me the best thing is George, as he is the easiest guy to play with. And remember, if you want to have the same seats, so remember my video about the best map seats for every map type, if you want to have the same map seats, remember to have the same settings of the world as I am. So plenty, normal, mainly large, and also large. So you can choose whatever map type you want, but be sure to have the rest of those settings the same as me. So this is the small reminder, and yes, unfortunately, Chinese princess, we had some problems with her. Well, she made a big mistake. She took over the island in the Arctic, and also in the Cape Trelawney, and also in the New World, and also in my old world. So she took just 4 islands without asking permission for me. So I was thinking how I can use my new influence points and not go to the war, actually. So the answer is I can buy the shares, and I actually bought all her islands by buying shares. What I did actually, I just make the first buy. So after that the peace treaty was cancelled, and thanks to that I was able to sign with her non-aggression pact, which lasts for about 4 hours, and that was the perfect time window for me to buy all the shares at the same time from her all islands. So as you remember, buying 1 share cost me 10 influence points, so buying 5 of them cost 50. And at the end, when you buy the takeover share, it will be deducted because it will only count the influence points needed to cover the island. So it's counted based on how big the island is. So in this situation it only cost 80 influence points, so it was deducted minus 42. So in fact it only cost me 8 influence points to take over 1 island. which is really cheap actually, and I will not have to fight with her with my ships, so there will be no losses. So I did this, and at the end it took me about 1 hour, because whenever you buy one share there's a 10-minute cooldown, so you have to wait. So at the end, buying 6 shares in total means 60 minutes. So after 60 minutes I took over about 6 or 7 islands of her, and because of that we have to say goodbye to Chinese princess. I know that she was angry, I really liked her, and Chinese princess really special for me, but sorry, goodbye Chinese princess. It was a pleasure to play with you. Maybe next time. Okay, so let's talk with the DLC. So the palace. So my idea was to place the palace just outside my city, but what it's turned out, it is a bad idea, because when you are placing your palace it should be in the middle of your city. So I was thinking about this area right in here, just around my World Fair, so it's gonna be the perfect place because it's gonna be in the center of my city. So as you can see, this is the end. I thought so, that this will be the end. So this is my small palace. As you can see, nothing fancy, just few wings, making sure that it's gonna fit inside of this area, specific area. And on the bottom, as you can see, there is a special section where the trains can go through. So this is just a small element that is really fun for me, because the trains can go through my castle, my palace. So this is something that I was trying to make sure that it will be included in my palace, but as you can see, wings increases the palace range and attractiveness. Increasing your profile level will allow you to build more wings. So this means, if you're gonna see, the green area is the radius of influence. So as you can see, it's not getting to the top, not even to public mooring. So I have no bonuses from the public mooring, as you can see, because it's not in the range. So my palace is just too small. And at the bottom, as you can see, it is not reaching my harbor area as well. So I have to actually expand my palace, and it's not gonna be, as you can see on the right side, I have my big industrial area, and it's also not in the green area. So there'll be no buffs that are available from the palace. So actually I'll have to rebuild my palace and make it a little bit bigger. And actually I'll try to use all the elements that are available in my palace. So I was thinking about this, because every district that is in this big huge plan, as you know, is centered by the town hall. So I'm not gonna try to destroy any town hall residence areas inside. So as you can see, there's a small square right in here, just between those two town halls, that I will use to extend my palace. So as you can see, there's gonna be a quick build, because I did not want to bother you with building. Nothing fancy, I was thinking just about something squared, just to make sure that it's gonna be available for my citizens to go through this palace. So it's gonna be like some meeting area where they can go and chill out, maybe in that pond or something like that. So as you can see, it is right now, by placing just a few pieces, it's reaching to the right side, to the public mooring. So this is a good direction. So let me just make the finished touches. So inside, so I'll always make sure that there's some kind of fountain. I really like the benches, so it's like plazas. Last one, and at the outside also I will try to make sure that there are gonna be some fountains. So this is the final look of my additional north piece of the palace. So inside area, as you can see, there's a pond, and they are making sure that they are catching some fishes inside of this pond.
They've had their fun. Let's have ours.
Really peaceful, really nice. Yeah, and that's the other view. Just have a peace moment of silence and just enjoy the view. Okay, so as you know, it is not enough. So I was thinking that probably I'm gonna use also the left side right in here, because it's not looking really nice, and those buildings are actually not very useful for me. So I will extend my palace more to the southwest. So it's gonna be again a very speedy build. So as you can see, I had to destroy everything. I was thinking that I'm gonna maybe keep the mazes, but luckily I'll have to destroy them. So luckily I was able to save just one, just one of those mazes, because it was really nice. And luckily, as you can see, Mega Palace. So this is the new achievement that I was able to reach by placing all the wings that I had. So 44. So after that I was thinking that, yeah, it's not very equal, kind of small. So I'm gonna rebuild this as well and make some adjustments. And this is the final look of this area. So this is additional area with some small fountain and also maze and those two beautiful statues. So as you can see, this is the very fun part, that the trains can go through my palace, and this just makes the small eye-catch moments.
My grandson also has a talent.
Okay, so this is what I did, and as you can see, it increased my range dramatically. Actually, it reached everywhere I want, so even in the industrial area, in the port town, of course, the public work, and even in the top, here it reaches everywhere actually. So it was a good point to extend my palace as much as I can. And now let's go and talk about the best things that I am using in here. So we're gonna start with Department of Administration, and the buff is plus 50 island workforce per town hall, and the best policy that I am using is right now, as you can see, the +1 influence for engineer residences, because influence points are the most important thing right now for me. So everywhere there's a residence of engineer in the range of my town hall, I'm gonna have +1 influence points. So as you can see, I'm trying to make sure that I have only those engineers in the range of each town hall that I have. And in here I have investors, so they're giving me +3, and here they are giving me +1 influence, so that was the buff for me that is very important, because I'm gonna need plenty of influence. So let's go to Department of Culture, so +20 chance of receiving visiting specialists in public moorings. So as you can see, it is in the range, so it will get the buff. And the best policy in here, there are actually two. First, I am using the +1 reward, 250 attractiveness, and improved specialist visiting public moorings. So right now I'm using this +1 reward, because thanks to that, wherever I make the exhibition, it's giving me plus extra 1 item from exhibition. So this is very good, but what if you are not using right now your World Fair? If you are not using it, it is good to switch it to the 5th option, so improve specialists visiting public moorings, because thanks to that I receive really awesome specialists, and thanks to that I was able to get this lady, which gives me extravaganza ship, so the best ship in the game. It has 6 cargo slots and 3 item slots, so in total 9 item slots, which is really awesome for expeditions. Yep. So I'm gonna talk about this later on, but also I received the other specialists, so I was able to build the pirate ship, which is really cool looking. So this is my tip: if you are not using your World Fair right now, switch it to this extra public mooring specialist, and you will get some really nice guys and very useful guys. Okay, so let's go to the Department of Labor. So here we got +10 productivity for buildings in a trade union range, and we have here extra goods from heavy factories, +50 productivity from electricity. So this is the thing that I'm using. We got +50 boost, as you can see, in my industrial area, and then we have -50 workforce, and then +1 item slot for trade unions. For me, it is the most important right in here, because as you can see, my buildings are working on almost more than 200% productivity. So here we got some robots to reduce the workforce, here I got maintenance, productivity, and here electricity boost +50%. So as you can see, it's very useful. If we're gonna go next to the Department of Welfare, we'll see that it will give plus 10 area of influence for all public buildings. So all of the public buildings that are in the range, so in the green zone, it will have extended range of workings, which means that I can even expand my city above the limits right now that was set, because they have all biggest range. And the best policy that I am using is attractiveness for artisans and engineer residents. As you can see, they are all green, and I could use the bonus income, but I have plenty of money. And the other ones are plus 15 area of influence of power plants, plus 5 happiness for all public services, and 20% reduced needs for all drinks, which is also nice. But for me, attractiveness. The attractiveness is the most important, because this will help us in expanding our palace and getting some new policy buffs. So this will give me plenty of attractiveness. As you can see, it's all in green. So they all giving me plus 3 for each building for artisan and engineer. So then let's go to Department of Trade, and we have plus 200 tons island storage per Harbor Master's office. And then in policy we got plus 300% productivity for all coastal buildings. Then we have island storage for oil, plus 1 item slot for Harbor Master's office, and also minus 50 loading times for ships. For me, the best thing is plus 300 productivity for all coastal buildings. But as you can see, I have the Harbor Master office right in here, but it is on the sea. So as you will see, it will not get the buff because it is not in the range of the street. So it has to be in the range of the street. So keep an eye on this. Maybe your Harbor Master office is also not in the range and you are not receiving the buff. So I had to rebuild this, and I was checking if the clay will make the effect of the road, but no, it will not make the range. As you can see, it is not in the range, so it was not point right here. So I was trying to build the furthest road in my coast area and then place next to it my Harbor Master office. And after I choose my additional buffs that I was using, so those extra specialists, you will see that it has almost 400 productivity buffs. So yeah, 450 even. So it has only one fisherman in here, just one fisherman, and it's working almost on 500 productivity. So you can see minus workforce, maintenance costs, productivity plus 300, 35, and plus 40. So this one fisherman is making better job than other guys. Almost 500, so it is super awesome. So yeah, this is super awesome, and if we're gonna go to the overview, you'll see that I'll unlock already everything, and attractiveness is very important, because thanks to that you'll be able to advance to the next level. And I was thinking that when we're gonna get to the level 2, so level 1, it will give me all the boosts, extra boosts for every policy. But as you can see, I reached level number 1, and those buffs for policies are not here. So we only get buffs for the main departments. So in here, as you can see, the island workforce is not is right now plus 60. So 50 from the base and plus 10 for the first level. So in Department of Culture is plus 24 because it was 20 plus 4 for next level. So nothing special. And then we're gonna go Department of Labor plus 12, so just plus 2 additional productivity. Then we have in here range plus 2, so now it's 12. And in the last one we have plus 240 tons island storage per Harbor Master's office. So unfortunately there are no buffs from the policies, only from the departments. And let's not forget about my old city. So Empire Strikes. So where everything begins. So I was able to reach actually 10,000 investors. So this means that this design works. Even the fact that it has the zoo and the museum inside. And I built small palace, because you can make the additional palace on other islands. So this is my small palace in here. Nothing fancy, plenty of gardens just to make it eye-catchy. And in here, I choose Department of Culture, so plus 20 chance of receiving visiting specialists. And as you can see, you can have all other busts, but this is the most important for me, so I have more specialists. And in here, policy that I choose first, it was the cultural +1 reward, but then I was thinking that I can have even more influence thanks to that, because as you can see, +10 influence per museum and per zoo module. And as we can see, and as you can remember, they are really close and they are actually in the range of my palace. So let me just check what will happen if I will take this +10 influence. So right now, as you can see, I'm on 0 again, but right again I got +130, so this is huge boost for me. And right now, let me just double check what will happen. I will choose the zoo module, just +100. Okay, so not much, just yeah, it has less modules than the museum right in here, so I'm gonna keep with +10 influence per module. So this is the easy way to get +130 influence points if you are using, of course, my design of the city. So you can check it on the right side right in here. So I am, thanks to this, on 130% influence. And I was still talking about the attractiveness and influence points. Where they gone? I have 650 influence points, right? And actually I was using it to expand my museum, my botanical garden, and also the zoo in the Cape Trilogy. As you can see, it is huge, and it's gonna be a part of my next video when I will show you the guide to how I actually get those items in an easy way. So it's gonna be part of the next episode, and this was just the short video. I was trying to make it very short as it is just a return video. So once again, thanks a lot everybody for watching and keeping with me and subscribing my channel. Thanks a lot everybody. So boys and girls, I hope that you had some fun with me, and I hope that we're gonna meet each other next time. So boys and girls, have a wonderful day, and if you're watching this at night, then good night. See you next time.
Depriving children of their warm blankets next. Every penny from auction goes to the Jorgensen Trust. Fleet en route. I suppose expansion is always good.